Start there.
Mr. Mayor? Bud?
Oh, sure.
All right, time being 7 o'clock, time for the January 23rd version of the Benton City Council meeting. Can I get a call to order and roll call, please?
Elwick.
Here.
Hastenius.
Here.
Parmenter.
Here.
Fluhop. Here. Raker.
Here.
Stark Mahood.
Here.
All right, say the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve the agenda is written.
Motion. Second.
Motion. All right, let's hit by Tammy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Get a motion to approve the consent agenda is written.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Tony. Is that? All right, I got a question. Your runway lights, you're gonna shut them off at night.
Correct.
Plane wants to come in, land, how do they come on?
They are controlled by the Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, so we key the mic 8 times. It takes it to the high intensity, and then when they're on short final, then they key it again and it'll lower down to the lights. No airports in the area, including Cedar Rapids, when they shut at 11:30, do not run their runway lights.
Because I've lived out there my whole life.
Yep.
When they built that runway, and they always said that was the case, and those lights have been on 24/7.
No, sir, somebody
50
lied to you.
years.
There's nobody else. Independence does, and they're the only one I know in the area. I've flown from here to Rapid City, part of it at night, and when I wanted to, for my checks, I would find the next runway and I'd key it on just to see it. None of them were lit. Cedar Rapids is a Class C space. The President of the United States can land there. At 11:30 at night, them lights get shut off, and it's all pilot controlled until 5 o'clock next morning. Because I've flown out of there at 4 o'clock in the morning, had to turn them on myself. So, and I know there's expenses to running it, and some people believe it's a safety thing, but I'm pretty sure in 30 years, nobody's landed at the Benton Airport in an emergency and made it because the lights were on. And if they couldn't control the lights themselves, which is all information on the sectional charts or their for flight. So.
Perfect. Yep, I wondered. Other question, the Benton County Dispatch Services for 661, did we just pay that last month? Or is our number going up?
We pay it quarterly.
I thought that was, our fee was like $6,000, or did they finally get that new payment arrangement over?
They have not given us new payment arrangement at all, Mr. Mayor, and it's supposed to be a quarterly amount. So I will check with Ted to find out what's going on with Chief. But
Because I didn't think it was that much before.
It's been $66.25 every quarter for
Because I thought that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to jump it up to like 30,000 a year.
no, it was 24. It was 24,000 a year. And he wanted to jump it up from 24 to 37.
Okay, that's what, okay.
I remember that one.
Okay.
That was from 3 years ago. How come I remember this stuff off the top of my head?
Not so sure that's enough.
Yep, it was going to be 37 if you remember that, Mr. Mayor.
Just our share.
Yeah, our share. And then that's when the other mayors after the meeting were like, hey, what? Why are you jumping all this up? And then they did not give us a 28E agreement because remember, I was asking for something that was, too formalized.
It'll be coming. Okay, anybody else got any questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on, last time received and filed communication petition from officers.
I've not received anything at this time, Mr. Mayor.
All right, moving on, committee reports. We had a nice little work session before the meeting and discussed some various topics, none of which were acted upon because it was only a work session. All right, item 7, citizen input. Council won't take any action, but may do so at a future one. Anybody?
I see one person on Zoom, Eric.
Eric, if you wish
Oh.
to speak.
No, I bet he doesn't want to speak. Ignore him.
I thought that was
That's your
short, Eric.
fiance.
Yes, it is. Please ignore him.
Oh.
Hi, Eric.
I'm not sure we can ignore
Hi.
it. You're a member of the public. Let's let him talk.
Yeah, let's let him talk.
So Eric, you are now being summoned to talk.
Leave Eric alone.
Riley said you had something you wanted to bring up?
No, leave him alone.
Alright, moving on to old business, which we have none. Moving on to new business, item A. Need motion approval resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment finance obligations which shall come due in the current fiscal year.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Zach.
This is the annual TIF payment from Anderson Creek, and it will be 64% of that of the taxes received for this fiscal year will go back to the developer, which is Virginia Gay Hospital, and the other 36% will go back to the solid waste fund, which was used. The funds originally were used for as a community-wide betterment used for a down payment assistance program.
Anybody any questions on that? Hearing none, roll call.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Pesinius,
Yep.
Parmenter.
Yes.
Alright, moving on to item B. Now need motion approval of pay estimate number 11 to Woodruff Construction for the wastewater treatment plant improvements.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by West, second by Riley. Anybody got any questions on that? As things are progressing out there,
Yes, and Emily actually stopped by today, so
good for her.
get our Clean Air Iowa account for our generator out there. So I had to get that all set up with the DNR.
Alright, roll call please.
Elwick,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Pesinius,
Yep.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Raker.
Yes.
Alright, now need motion approval of blower repair for the wastewater treatment plant from Morse Equipment.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Riley. You alright?
Yep.
Your blower.
What happened to it? 45 years of running without any maintenance to it, so,
How long you been in charge of the wastewater plant?
Just gonna ask that.
How?
2. And then some.
Get what I'm saying?
No. So, yeah, he says the other ones, we could probably just pull the motors off, because that one was really dirty, and I would imagine those are too. He says the blower itself, yeah, they did a little bit of work to it, but it wasn't, crazy that it was, gonna fall apart anytime soon. So his recommendation, if we do any more, just pull the motors off and see if that would help our efficiency with it, so. But yeah, he's chomping at the bit to get it fixed and get it back to us, and we'll see how it does.
Monies? Sewer replacement?
Yes, sewer replacement fund, and yes, we do have the funding for that, which are built into our rates, Mr. Council.
It's been acting up the last 2 or 3 years, especially in the summertime when it gets hot. We just can't seem to keep air into the aeration tank, so.
Under your watch.
Everybody else. Can I blame the guy before me that was there?
Yeah, things do wear out after time. So. Alright, roll call please.
Raker,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Pesinius,
Yep.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark Mahud.
Yes.
Alright, now I need motion approval of professional services contract with Holton and Hank Reed, AWAS, replacement of the Wittenberg Memorial Airport.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Andrew. Anything you wish to say?
We talked about this last at budget.
Yes,
Here.
the AWAS, and at the time of budget, if I may speak on it, it was calculated as a federal grant, a BIL, bipartisan infrastructure money. It was going to be 90% federal, 10% us, and that has changed now to 95% federal to
Nice.
5% us. So it would be half of what we've actually budgeted for.
Nice.
So has the new system changed that much
Well,
that it takes $54,000 to engineer it?
The way I understand it, it's a fairly intricate system, isn't it?
It does it, if I can talk. It
Yeah, that's
actually
why you're
measures
here.
the cloud height, wind, and it records it, and anybody that has the phone number can call that and get the local weather. So it is pretty, and there's somebody from the state that monitors it.
yes, the DOT.
If not daily, weekly, to make
Right.
sure it's operating correctly.
Correct.
So,
And ours is the one for the area.
Yes, for Vinton. So when people find out what the weather is for Vinton, that is where the information is coming. So the local meteorologists, like the ones on the TV channels,
Except for KWF.
Yeah.
well now with KWL and some of those others that have unfortunately been laid off, that is the local source of weather information. And if there is a lightning strike and it is down, we do get call. Actually, I get called from FAA out of Kansas City saying what's going on. First it's Des Moines, then very quickly it's Kansas City, then it's people out of DC, and that is the source for local weather.
you would have to have access to either a charter or, for flight. And it also incorporates into people that are instrument rated that can fly through the clouds down to a certain height and land. That has the main factor to make that an instrument rated airport.
Yes,
So
So if
maybe
you
it's
have
just needed
zero-
for that.
zero
the
visibility.
old one doesn't have that?
Like anything, it gets so, and I'm not sure the age on this one. Like anything, they want them updated. And
It's over-
we just had the state involved because the AWAS was down 2 months ago.
It's over 20 years old.
Right, and I understand that. I'm just asking, the infrastructure that is there for this one should work with the new one, shouldn't it?
That I don't know. I know these things are there's only very few companies that does this, so I don't know that answer, but the engineers would know that answer.
That's why I say $54,000 to engineer putting this in, plus the cost of it is ridiculous.
And I'm not sure it don't have to be changed because of the wetlands and the property for the runway. And that's why the runway's essentially deteriorating, is because it don't have the correct runoff. And I'm not sure it don't have to move for that. I'm not positive on it. I thought I heard that in one of the meetings. So, but the engineer was supposed to be here and he's not, so,
I'm just curious.
yeah.
Sometimes that's best.
Say again?
Sometimes that's best.
Yeah.
You're correct. You did budget for that, but the amount that was budgeted for is double than what this is.
Great.
Alrighty. We'll consider that a win. Roll call, please.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Hastenius, Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark Mahud.
Yes.
Alright. Now need a motion for reappointment of Andrew Wilk as council representative, Benton Unlimited.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Riley, second by Zach. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None. Now I need a motion for reappointment of Andrew Elliott to Building and Housing Board of Appeals for a term ending December 2028.
Motion.
Motion by Zach, second
We
by
all
Tammy.
really want you on that.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that.
But at first, the grant, as I told the mayor, is going to be 80%. Is going to be 80% covered federal, 20% local. However, that has now changed, and I have to give them an answer tomorrow for consensus. Now the change is no longer 80-20; it is 100%.
They're gonna cover our bridge? 100%.
100%. I have to let them know by tomorrow if we are interested in this
Yes.
or not.
Well, since it wasn't on our agenda, I don't know
Yeah,
if we
we
can
can't
vote
really-
on that.
But no, this consensus is just looking for direction from council. I'm thinking it's a yes.
I would
I
assume that we would express great interest.
No,
in
let
our
it
bridge
deteriorate.
report.
Please fix the bridge.
I will inform
And it
them.
needs like 4-block long approachways.
Well, also just one, I did get clarification that our our transportation dollars that we are saving up to do West 4th Street from K to C, would that be included in this, or would it cancel it out? And no, they would be treated as two separate projects. So the one for the road itself is one grant, which was 80-20, and this one would be 100%.
Yeah,
Good
fix that
thinking.
bridge.
Good deal.
Gotta thank Nate as well. So Nate's been on the call with me on these type of things, your engineer. So anyway, that's all I had. Thank
Two
you.
wins. Craig?
That's the highlight of the day.
We finally got our high service pump back at the well. We got it installed today. Hopefully we'll get it back up and running tomorrow. Getting pumps put back in at the sewer plant that have been out, getting repaired, so. Like Chris said, Emily was up. We had a meeting with the electricians, and they have decided to raise the conduit up closer to the ceiling anyway, so we was out there going over the plans for that, so.
How far?
Probably within a foot of the ceiling, hopefully above the, two hot water lines there, so. So he's just trying to figure out how to get it off the ceiling and down through the wall again, so. He wasn't as mad as I thought he was gonna be, so that's a good thing.
So you're gonna start checking into portable gantries for removing the other blowers that are gonna,
Is that
Start
permission
going
to send
back.
those other blowers in? Is that what I'm hearing?
no, I'm asking
Oh.
if you're, instead of trying to do it the way you did it,
Right.
the unsafe way,
I was safe, I was in the scoop. We most certainly can, so. Yeah.
well,
I would agree with Ron, probably worth looking into.
Most certainly can, so.
thank you.
You're welcome. We're all about safety.
We're talking about a safer way to remove the blowers, and what the status quo is.
What's that about? That's, I think that's all I got.
Melanie?
We have a website that we're working on that's almost finished, being updated, which I'm excited about. It'll, be very, visitor friendly, so people can come in and submit, events, submit, different things, they can, be involved with it. Upon my approval of everything that gets submitted, but, hopefully in the next couple of weeks that will be ready to go. We just finished up punch cards. Punch cards were a little bit disappointed this year, this season, they're a little bit lower. But I think that's just overall general with the way the economy is. Working on hot grants, we're gonna start dispersing those next week. So that's what I've got right now.
Perfect. Lovely. And remain in blue?
Nothing to relay, Mr. Mayor.
Perfect. Melissa?
I've been busy on budgets, getting ready for our work session next Thursday at 5.
I will text, thank you.
And I've been spending a lot of time with Mari from Abdo, continuing on our account cleanup, and things are progressing. I feel good about it. I would like you guys to think about setting a date for the second budget work session. Mid,
Probably, maybe up to 4? I don't even remember what our record was, seems like we had like 5.
Four seems aggressive.
we did 3 last
We
year.
used to have about 6 or 7.
Yeah, we used to have weekly
Um,
Made it more efficient.
So next week, starting
Do you want to have that many?
Thursday at 5, I don't know, mid-February. That would allow us to continue on our path to get the budget submitted by the end of April.
One
We-
or two dates.
Just say yes to mine and it'll go a lot faster.
The 14th,
Is that a Friday?
I'm sorry,
That's Valentine's
That's
Day.
Valentine's.
the 13th.
13's council.
Yeah, 13th's regular council.
So it
So,
would have to be like the 21st, right?
That's Friday.
Or I'm sorry, 20th.
I can't do the 20th, I have work.
one other thing I would add is, we need to be pretty locked in by March 17th. So we can meet our publication deadlines
How
at the
about
very
sometime the
latest.
week of February 10th?
Wednesday doesn't work for me. The 12th.
Tuesday doesn't work for Andrew. What about the 19th? 19th would work.
It's the following week,
Yeah, I know.
following Wednesday.
Can you make that one work?
What, I have classes on Wednesday.
On the 17th, on Monday.
Oh, Monday. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's not,
It's family day. We could spend it together.
I like Monday
what's
better.
family day?
I don't know. It's on my calendar. National Family Day.
President's Day?
Oh, yeah, you guys won't be working,
That was
right?
also
You don't have
President's
President's Day off, do you?
I don't know, I
I
don't.
don't think so.
I don't think so.
The city?
Not this year.
Not yet.
That's a good idea, though. Huh?
Not yet. We can go down that road again if you want.
Okay, so the 17th is
Yeah,
that
they're
we're
meeting
at
sometime.
kids.
Monday the 17th.
5 o'clock again?
As long as that works for everyone. Sooner we start, the sooner we go home.
Great, love
Yep,
that.
I'm all for it.
17th, 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
You know what to do. Thank you.
What else you got? Alright, so I'm just gonna move my direction out to the sewer plant. Obviously the conduit you talked about, Craig's gonna start doing the blowers. That ceiling panel that Ron said was delaminating, I got an update from Emily and it says it was cracked, it got water in it, froze, busted because Woodruff didn't protect it. And it's one of the ceiling panels that actually has steel embeds in it that's transferring the load onto the walls outside. And I said, let me guess, they proposed some fix, and she goes, yeah, and I laughed at them. So, I don't know, that might be a panel replacement deal. And I mentioned the same thing to her, I said, this is my concern about that wall panel having cracks in it, now it's got moisture in it, did it freeze over the winter, is it gonna do anything? She still claims it's not going to do anything. And I said, well, these are my concerns, and I'm sure they'll be the concerns of others. So anyhow, they're working on that, and like I said, I need to call their John Mullen, I think he was here that night. And discuss with them how I think things are going, so if any guys want to have me, give him any comments, I'll be more than happy, because I'm just gonna say, well, this guy named Ron said.
You can say, you know what I'm gonna say.
I'll be cordial with him.
I'll be happy to meet him out there.
He's never been out there. So, they still on their second super, or they got a different one?
No, they still have the second one.
Maybe I should ask you, Craig. You should tell me how you think they're doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind here.
I mean, it's cold in wintertime, I guess, but the electricians are keeping them busy, so.
I don't mean that. I mean quality of their work. Are they doing things like they're supposed to? And
Well, obviously, the conduit was low, I mean.
Well, there wasn't anything going on when Andrew and I were out there the other day. Pretty quiet.
They put wrong piping material up there in the press building, so.
and their first concrete pour had to get torn out
Yeah.
because
Don't
nobody
seem
checked the
like they
measurements.
have a lot
Yeah.
They forgot a water line that
Yeah.
then they said it would be a change order to reroute it, and you told them no, which was a good job.
I was gonna ask, did that pump or the electrical problem it hasn't got fixed yet? Or-
Yeah, it's fixed, but it's not heating up in there, so if you're free in the morning, you wanna come back out there and back those.
Okay, but is the pump getting power now?
Yes, it's running.
It is
Well,
running.
Sean said it wasn't getting warm in there yet.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the pipes underground are either frozen or they're broke.
Well, we can bleed them off and check for that, but yeah. That's
I
all
would
being
like
placed in
to
there,
have
so.
you get with Emily and find out where they at on their engineering fees to date compared to what our budget is.
Okay.
Cause if they have used more than whatever, if we're 50% through the project, maybe use 75%, we're gonna have to figure out if we're gonna call back on their inspection time or all this extra effort they've been spending with them. I don't wanna get surprised with a, hey, we're out of money thing.
Because where are, I mean, estimate, how far along are we on this project?
It should say it on our pay app that I just put in recycling. And also keep in mind, you gotta watch, that's why I rely on Craig and all you guys around here all day. Just cause it says monetarily it's 50% done, doesn't mean it's 50% done, so you guys gotta kinda look at that as it's going. So
33
33% done, I would probably agree with that.
as of the end of December.
Yeah,
When this pay
that
app
makes
is approved.
sense. It would be 33.
So ideally, V&K's fees are about 33 to 40% of what their budget is. So,
So when the contractor messes up and V&K has to spend extra time there and Emily's gotta come up extra time, I assume the city's paying for that?
right now they are, and I actually talked to Emily about that,
Mm-hmm.
because she's having to spend extra time like on working day reports that aren't coming in correctly. And I said, I'm not doing that, Emily. I said, if they're not getting reviewed by them, and you have to do extra, you need to bill that right back to Woodruff, because I'm not paying for that.
Yeah,
So,
that
That's
Dave
why
was
I was
making
wondering if that's
stuff.
a possibility.
but that's exactly what happens with these change orders, and that's why I also informed her, I said, so to save time and your costs, just tell them to go build it per the plans, unless the council directs them otherwise. So, we paid you to design it, now have them build it the way you designed it, basically. So. And she said, okay. There will be changes, granted.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But the farther we get out of the ground, the more those unknowns disappear, and we're pretty much out of the ground now.
Yeah.
So,
just a fine tuning now, I would imagine.
exactly right. And I think, I forgot to look at the change orders for today, it's on one of those sheets.
You didn't approve the last one.
No.
This part of your report.
His report's gonna be on the-
$16,857 and $8,361.
$24,000, and that 16 was all for the electrical breakers that were undersized, which was, that's fine, that happens with different blowers that get it. So on $12 million, we're at 24,000, that's pretty damn good.
It is good.
So, all right,
It is very good.
that's all I have so far. Anything else? Good and welfare, hopefully we made it out of the deep freeze. Nothing else coming that I can see, not much snow, everybody surviving.
Street department should be looking good on sand and everything else this year. Snow plowing.
Worst month's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
I just wanted to say my wife texted me and told me to get off my phone, and the reason I was on my phone is because I didn't bring my pack night, so I wasn't just scrolling Facebook. Thanks, Amanda. Love you.
I hate when he was on, I can't say that at council.
Lots of people are watching tonight then.
Just my wife.
Woo.
And probably his wife.
Thank everybody for all that you do. I will take a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach, all those in favor?